Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, whether or not you believe some of the things found in the book of Revelation in Bible prophecy or not is beside the point. Because the fact of the matter is the things that the Bible talks about in the book of Revelation are happening. From wars to rumors of wars to increased activity in weather pattern to increases in technology to mark of the beast to the New World Order. All these things we see right now happening, not just in America, but on a global scale. Now, as a Christian, I tend to veer on the side that these things I believe are happening because God said they would happen and they're all a part of his plan. I know others stand on the other side of that and say, no, it's just the playbook that the globalists are using. Well, either way you look at the Bible and the book of Revelation and explain away the things that are happening, they're happening. And that's some of the things that we cannot deny. And I want to focus on more in detail on what the mark of the beast is, where we're at on the mark of the beast, because we just made a major leap today, actually, or this week. China has, and it has to do with some of the things on your credit score. Now, for starters, in the book of Revelation, it talks about a mark that you shall receive on your forehead or on your right hand, in your forehead or right hand, to be specific. And a lot of Christians believe that to be an RFID chip or some kind of implant or even a tattoo of some sort that they put on your skin. Now, whatever it pans out to be, it's scary and downright terrifying. Let me take you to China and Apple on a report that I put out a few months ago. This one is found on Reuters.com, and it's Apple moves to store iCloud keys in China, raising human rights fears. Now, I wanted to start with this report because what this does, and again, I shared it already, but I'm going to add to it in a moment. But what this does is it makes a kind of a marriage between Apple and China. So Apple now has agreed to give China dictator Xi Jinping all the information on their citizens, what they Google, when they Google, how much money they spend, where they spend it, are they in debt, what's your email, your contact, everything has just been handed over to the government. Now, what China has decided to do for its citizens as well, put them on a social score, if you will. Check out this report, and this is from independent.co.uk. China to ban citizens with bad social credit rating from taking flights or using trains for up to a year. Now, this is going to be implemented on May 1st, but the report goes on to detail that China said it will begin applying its so-called social credit system to flights and trains and stop people who have committed misdeeds from taking such transportation for up to a year. People who would be put on the restricted list include those found to have committed acts like, this is huge, spreading false information about terrorists and causing trouble on flights, as well as those who used expired tickets or smoke on trains, according to two statements issued in the National Development and Reform Commission's website on Friday. Those found to have committed financial wrongdoing, such as employers or who failed to pay social insurance or people who have failed to pay fines, would also face these restrictions, said in the statements that were dated on March 2nd. Now, we must remember, first of all, China arrests more journalists than any other country. Right now, there's over 100 journalists in jail in that country. And now they're going to create this social credit rating on their people where it's you cannot fly, you cannot go on a train for up to a year simply for spreading false information. What's false information? Oh, I got it. Anything negative about Xi Jinping. Oh, and I got it. Everything in regards to Falun Gong or Christianity can simply be silenced by their government. And now you're put on restriction lists. Sounds very freaky and similar to some of the restrictions back in Nazi Germany. Well, this is what they're doing. They're creating a social profile, and Apple gave them the means to do so just a month or so ago. Now, why am I paying attention to China? This is a big point because America is falling under the similar things that China has. Remember, China owns Hollywood. China owns TVs. China owns a majority of our land here in America. Whether we like it or not, China arms and everything are dug deep here in America. And we already have the means to create what China is creating over there here in America. They already have the system in place. But let me take you back to a report on USA Today from about a year ago. This is August of 2017, and it's titled, "You Will Get Chipped Eventually." Now, we already know that they're gathering all our data, right? But here they're talking about last year. It's not a question of if we will get chipped or not. USA Today is saying when, meaning it will happen. It is going to happen. Remember, the Bible spoke about that. Revelation spoke about that. It will happen. Now, considering that, we must ask the second question. Do we have the ability to create what China is creating, a social credit rating for every person based off of what they Google, based off of what they search, based off of what they look at in detail? Absolutely. We already have it. In fact, YouTube, Google, Facebook, Twitter, all of them already have a profile on you. How many kids you got, where you look at, who you shop, what kind of political slant you are. If you're a Christian, not a Christian, if you're a patriot, if you're a gun owner, all these things are detailed. Oh, not to mention your doctor's office. What specific things in your generation bloodline are bad or good? If you have this or that in your bloodline, are your genes any good? These are the kinds of things they already have. So the capability and the technology does exist that now they can label you with a score and restrict you on certain things. Check out this report, and I want to show you. This is on CNBC.com. YouTube will add Wikipedia links debunking conspiracy theories. See, here we have, and I've already talked about the censorship on YouTube, but I wanted to bring this into it because they're already labeling people. This is an example of a label. Let's label people on YouTube conspiracy theorists, see? Because if you believe in the New World Order, then you're a conspiracy theorist. Never mind the fact that it's actually real and happening, right? And I could prove it to you with statements from everybody from the president on down, right? Or how about this? Or the fact that we talk about chemtrails in the skies. Never mind the fact that the United Nations has conferences on it every once in a while, or the World Economic Forum. It's a conspiracy theory, right? These are the kinds of things. So it isn't about being a theory or a fact. It's about censoring certain things that they don't want out. And I have therefore been labeled as a YouTuber a certain category. Never mind the fact that it's provable and it's got facts to back it up. But now they've labeled YouTubers. But this isn't the only time they've done it. Check out this report from 2017. This is on The Sun, but it's down the tube. YouTube quietly launches new censorship scheme designed to limit access to videos. Now, this one goes on to say that they'll disable content, advertisers, basically the ability to make money, the ability to share it, to embed the video in an article. All these things were things that were talked about, and they would even put a disclaimer on there before you even allowed to click on it, like it was some kind of illegal video, even though it wasn't, simply because they deemed it inappropriate. Well, what exactly is inappropriate? YouTube, Google, Facebook, what is inappropriate? Well, according to Facebook, and I've done a report on this, I don't want to go back, you can go to my prior videos, I proved that according to Facebook, who said they wanted to take off news altogether, which is a lie, that's what they announced January 1st of this year, that they were going to focus more on the family. Well, the truth of the matter is all the left-leaning liberal organizations, from Media Matters to CBS to NBC to ABC to CNN, all went up in viewership, while those on the patriotic nationalistic side, the Blaze, InfoWars, Breitbart, Drudge Report, Debka Files all went down by like 15%, while the others went up by almost 15%. That is not appropriate censorship. That's saying if you have one view, we accept it. If you have another, you don't. And this therefore creates the ability, just like China, to create a social rating on your website. All those linked to the website, all those viewing the website. Huge. This is why I want to encourage you, keep viewing those websites. The more of us that outnumber them, the better. Keep spreading that information. We can't let any social number deem whether or not we're on a flight or not, or whether or not we're allowed to do certain things or not, because you don't like my political view, because you don't like that I stand for freedom, because you don't like that I don't want to be a communist. I love the hell out of America, and I'm going to do everything I can to save our country while I can. Please share this far and wide. If not this video, share other videos that are just pouring their hearts out and sharing the truth of the information. And also, and whether or not you're Christian and you believe the things in Revelation, I do, they're really happening. It's very, very huge, and we got to keep an eye on this. And it's already happening in China. It's happening now in America on the level that they're gathering the information. Exactly what they did in China. Next step could be something like China has. Anyhow, I'm going to be at the Hear the Watchmen conference. If you want to see me on live stream, they're going to live stream the whole entire event, March 23rd, 24th, 25th. You'll have a great access to the live stream. You can use the code HAVEN20 to get a discount on that. I'll be the MC at the event, so one of the many speakers that'll be there if you want to find more out on Revelation, because they do focus on Bible prophecy at that event. Also, don't forget to check out my sponsor at noblegoldinvestments.com. Make sure you have your gold, silver, and not all your assets in one area. Try converting, or I encourage you to convert your 401ks and into a Roth IRA, something that's backed by gold or backed by cryptocurrency, something, because the dollar is not going to hold its value, especially with all the instabilities in China. Anyhow, all the links below from Noble Gold Investment can be found in the YouTube description box. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.